Hello and welcome to the Utica Talk Show, where we interview the most popular names and faces in the offline racing community. We're joined here today by one of the broadcasters for the INORL. He's most recently came to fame as the 2013 Utica Home Track Series champion. We have William Duncan. Welcome aboard.
Hello, everyone. It's great to be here.
Yes, how have you been doing, William?
I've been doing fine.
I bet you're pretty happy that you won the championship, huh?
Yep.
So, what is it like winning a Utica Home Track Series championship, in your opinion?
It's awesome. I really don't know how to describe it. It's just awesome, especially since the previous year I had never won a 2003 championship, and now I have three.
Yes, you've been quite busy as one of the top drivers on the circuit. I've seen you in other places like the NSCRA, where you've been making some strides.
Yeah, been trying to get some wins there.
Yes, now going into the Myrtle Beach event, you had a lot of really close competition. Like, a lot of drivers were catching up to you. Did that add a lot of extra pressure going into the weekend, or were you pretty confident in your abilities?
I was actually pretty nervous. I didn't know if I could do it, because I know I've been involved in a lot of bad luck in my career, and that Brian Valentine was a really good driver.
Yes, he was going for his second championship, actually.
Yeah.
So you are in a class of that only two other people can actually say that they were the Utica Home Track Series champion. How wild was the celebration after it, and why wasn't I invited?
Oh boy, I don't know. There's this dude breathing fire.
Oh man, I bet it was pretty sweet. Any particular venue for the celebration, or did you just party in the streets?
Somewhere near Little Rock. Somewhere in Little Rock, near my hometown of Hardy. Nobody's ever heard of Hardy before.
I guess you can say you rocked Little Rock.
Oh, yeah, that was a beautiful pun. I love those.
Yep, puns are always good to have, and yeah, I'm not sure if you know exactly the transplant went down, but I think Andreas Allen woke up like somewhere, I don't know. But seeing how great of a driver you've become to be, one of the best in the series, like where did your racing beginnings start? Like, where did you come from before you entered Utica Home Track?
Well, back when I started, I was just entering random series. But eventually, I joined the PWRL. But sadly, and I was a well-known guy there. But sadly, PWRL fell apart. And it was around near the time it fell apart, I became friends with Kyle Stanoski, and then I just about when it fell apart, I started doing a series for him, and then everything fell apart, and I decided, yeah, I joined the INORL, and I decided, and once the PWRL fell apart, I decided to turn all my other series over to the INORL.
And you continue doing the INORL right now, is that correct?
Yes.
Now, you run 3 series for the INORL, the Budweiser Retro Cup, the Sony IndyCar Series, and the UPS Truck Series. Now, were you commissioned to run these, or did you just say, yo, I'm going to do this?
I was commissioned to run them back when I was in the PWRL, and then I wanted to switch them over to the INORL, and Kyle said it was alright, so I did that.
And one of the most interesting ones there, in my opinion, is the Retro Cup. There's not many people that run Retro Cup leagues.
Yeah, it's a pretty interesting thing, but I'm not really sure if I'm actually going to bring it back for next season.
Oh, really? So you've heard here, folks. First, folks, the Retro Cup could be in jeopardy. Dun dun dun. But yeah. So now I want to ask more about on the team level, because you are a team owner of Duncan Motorsports.
Duncan Racing.
Oh, Duncan Racing. My mistake. Now you have 2 drivers that were running on the roster this season. You had Connor Atwood and Brennan Patterson. Now, where did you meet up with these drivers? How did these guys end up being on your team and your circle of friends?
Well, I like watching different kinds of racing, being part of different kinds of racing events, and both times I just kind of met both of them off the track. Connor's a great guy, of course, an Aussie, open wheel racer, Formula Racing. got quite the accent.
And then
yeah. Brendan's been an off-road racer for God knows how long, and I think he comes from somewhere around the Oklahoma area, and normally he's pretty calm, but he's got quite the temper, so don't piss him off.
So you got this team of 3 drivers, and you have a road racing expert from Australia. You have this dirt track expert from Oklahoma.
It's like trophy trucks. It's like trophy trucks, that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, I understand. And then you have you, who's a really good all-around racer, especially on super speedways and fast tracks like that.
Yeah. In other series, I've actually been able to win race at Talladega by holding the lead for 2 full laps. I'm really good at Talladega.
Yes, and
probably my best track.
So you have these 3 people on a team. Do you consider yourself like a super team?
I don't know about that, but we are pretty solid, that's for sure.
Now, speaking of your team plans, 2014 is coming around, and I hear you already have your 2014 plans kind of lined up. If you want to share them with the audience here.
Yeah, I'm going to be putting both Connor and Brendan in full-time rides. So hopefully they don't suck. They have been DNQing quite a few races this season. Hopefully things are going to be looking good next year.
Yes, and both of them will have
we are going to be getting some new chassis and engines. Got stuff from a KSR, which is Kyle Sanoski's team from other series.
Yeah, that sounds good. And, do you guys think you'll be championship competitive next season?
Yeah, I think so. At least contend for wins.
All right, because you only have 1 despite winning the championship. It brings me back on that topic. The driver you were up against had 4 victories last season, and you had the 1. That I'm assuming that probably frightened you a little bit.
I don't really let that kind of stuff daunt me. I'm really just thinking about how consistent is he? How fast is he on these kinds of tracks? And I also look at myself. Am I really a short tracker? Yeah, I am a short tracker. And so yeah, I didn't really let it bother me.
I'm just gonna ask one last question here. Now you ran on Myrtle Beach, and it's very rare we get to talk to people who have run on the Myrtle Beach racetrack and have experienced that the bloodshed of all those cars wrecking all race long. What is it like being behind the driver's seat and just running 200 laps at Myrtle Beach?
Man, it's crazy. It's a pretty tough track, and of course they're wrecking all the time. I think this year's race had more than 40 cautions or something like that. I have never heard of anything like that before, and yeah, it's a really crazy experience. I'm honestly amazed I made it through the whole thing.
The big news story was that wreck with the pace car, and I believe you were one of the cars caught up in that.
Yeah, I got a piece of it. Kind of got rear-ended, but I just happily drove along my merry little way while the whole field exploded because the pace cars. I don't know. The pace car is just made of something. The pace car is probably made of something like Carbonox or something. I don't know.
Are you pro pace car destroying everyone or anti pace car destroying everyone?
I'd say pro. I think explosions are pretty.
Of course, you're happy. You're the guy who won the championship. Jeffrey Finn guy, on the other hand, probably would not be as happy.
Yeah.
Seeing as he dropped positions. Well, we're gonna plug a couple things here for you, Will. For those watching, subscribe to his channel, Blue Thunder Fan Racing. They have offline league racing, the INRL, as we've mentioned many times. He also does Let's Plays, I've found out earlier. What kind of games do you Let's Play?
I do a variety of games, kind of like platformers, action games. I'm probably going to be I'm probably do like a blind LP of Ratchet and Clank into the Nexus when it comes out. It's also worth noting that I'm a self-proclaimed Spyro nerd.
Oh, Will. So, yeah, you can look forward to that. Thank you for watching the Utica Talk Show, and thank you for being here, Will.
It's been an honor.
Alright, so we'll let you get back to celebrating your championship and getting ready for 2014. Thank you for watching the Utica Talk Show, and I will see you later.